We'll move on to number 11 now. 11 is targeting blogs. So specifically, this is not you writing your own blog. We talked about that a little bit earlier. This is targeting blogs. So targeting popular blogs to reach new audiences. And this is a cool place if you want to go into a slightly different market. Like if your business, you go, this is my ideal client, and I'm getting a few more of these. Who in the last 12 months thought that this is the ideal client that they would have, and ended up finding that there are other people that started coming in? Who's in that category have had that occur? All right, so I suspect there are a few more as well. So it's probably about a third to a quarter of the group. So totally, this is a place you go, you know what, I feel like I'm maxing out this niche. So I want to explore another one. Or maybe you're launching the new product in a particular area. You know, Chrissy, when you're doing that, some of the stuff we're looking at is going, well, I might go in and I might do a few blogs on already popular sites. And then you see what's the traction you get. It's a bit like when you're writing, Tash, for that thing around the things I get keep me awake at night. So that's essentially what you actually did, and you got some traction from it. Do you know if you got any people that went onto your list on your database or anything that came from that?
No, but I do know that the website hits have gone up, but whether it's related to that or not, I haven't.
Okay, all right. So the method around that is what they've found is before you launch a product, there are a couple of examples that companies that have gone and launched, before they launched, they literally had hundreds of thousands of people that signed up within a couple of days because they're using this approach, talking about what they're going to be releasing, what are things that you'd want to have in there. This was particularly more IT type or app type things. But certainly targeting other people's blogs is absolutely a way that you can get some early traction and get some new clients or new customers. If you want to find out what are those blogs, where you would want to go, is you can just do a search similar to this, top blogs or best blog for bookkeeping, for financial planning, best blog for chiropractic, or best blog to get back sorted. Whatever it is in your industry, you might go in and have a look at, okay, cool, that's where my people are shopping, that's where they're looking. So how can you go and find them? Also, you can use YouTube and Twitter. So you want to search in those as well. And start with, like it was the same with the strategy with the media. It starts small, and by I mean small lists, smaller groups, or like the local newspaper, and then go up and then move up that way. And that is how the news and media actually travels that same path. You do the same thing with targeting blogs. We'll grab that. Hang on a sec.
Sorry, do you mean content creation here, where you grab other content that you know will be of value, or is that in another segment?
That's different. That's taking out everyone's info and putting out yours. What this is imagine someone's got a whole group of people that watch and listen to their blog. And what you do is you come and you approach them, you talk to them and go, hey, I've got some articles I think might be great for your group, and then they put it out to their group. So you're targeting other people's blogs, or you might go on to start with, and you might go in, a lot of people will do this. I think this was Reddit. What was the other company? It'll come to me in a moment. Where they just went on, they just gave lots of great feedback, lots of good advice, and then that built up a bit of a following. They target other people's blogs, but the way you want to be going in this is how you can, exactly what you're doing with Flying Solos, where you're writing for them and putting some stuff out, and that goes back to your business. But there's an art and a science between then not just that blog, but finding another blog, or finding another one. And it's actually building up basically your own portfolio that you would be putting stuff out to. You know, if you look at, I was going to say Seth Godin, he might not be the best example, but there'll be a lot of people that would want to have him come and write in. You know, he's in that different status now, but just you want to be thinking how you're going to have like all these media channels out there. The more, again, it's a bit like the partnership model where I talk about the wagon wheel, and you want to be building lots of these. So you want to see how many of these you can actually get. Again, it's just putting more stuff out. When we talk about partnerships, we talk about so when you're, that was loud. When you're looking at your partnerships, there's 3 parts to looking at a partnership, any partnership you've got. At the moment, I suggest for a lot of people, there might be a couple of exceptions. Adam might be one exception. Richard Triggs might be another exception. But for most of the other people here, our strength is going to be our product. So, and when I say strength, is what your product we're going to talk about. This is what you would be bringing to the party in the partnership. The other part to this is looking at the trust of the marketplace. Another way of saying trust is your brand. It's why cricketers can sell air conditioning units. It's because they've got great trust of the marketplace, which is the average Joe that loves cricket. Yeah. So they bring an amazing value around that. The third part is a thing called reach. How far is the reach? Or another way of saying that, as you can get a little bit, you've got to be a bit careful using this language because I'm talking about distribution channels, which is lead channels. This is not that. This is your reach. Another way of saying that is database. So effectively, when I'm talking about targeting blogs, what we're actually saying is that we're going to people that already have a database and already have a large reach, yeah? And we're going in and we're putting some, basically our product is our written word called a blog article that we'll write for them. They come in here and then any blog article it'll have your website, it'll have a call to action. Go on here and you grab my engineering, you go grab my tool or template. So you'll be talking about, Soph, you might be talking about something around how most people don't realise that they're actually very vulnerable from their in their finances because they don't have a lot of tools. And here's some of the key things most people don't have. And then there's a link. Hey, if you want to know you want to get a report on where you stand at a dashboard or health check, go onto this connection here and they can fill it in. Same thing, Sally, we talked about with you, last week on the webinar. They have a questionnaire they fill in, but then that drives them back into your database. Yeah? And the sirens that will be coming for you guys as well, because your bank manager's going, holy shit, there's so much money in your bank account, I don't know what we're going to do with it. Yeah? When you nail these 19 of these suckers. So what for most of us in the room, it'll be about building your product and seeing how you can put it out there. Now, I picked out 2 exceptions. There might be some people that I haven't picked up, but with Adam and Richard, they actually bring one of their go-tos at the moment is they have a very large distribution. So they can afford, and also this as well, they can then afford to put other people's products through their distribution chain. Regardless of what you do, there is enormous power in this here, distribution reach. Just think database. A lot of this stuff, we talked about email marketing beforehand, all that is building a database. So with the database, if your office was burning down and you could only save one thing apart from the people in the room, the one thing that you would save is your database. Everything else can be replaced. So your database is key. So this strategy is just helping you building up that database. You have them come on, they go, wow, this is really cool. Go onto my landing page on my app, and now you can get email marketing from me about the latest whatever I'm talking about. So these channels, even though I'm talking about them separately, there is an overlap and they will support each other as well. But we want to make sure we nail at least one. These examples, like the companies that I'm going through, when I explain a company, this is the one that was the one that helped them go from here to really get the breakthrough. Cool? How did you go with that, Tash? Help? Does anyone have any questions around that? I mixed a few concepts there together there. Go down to Lisa. If someone could grab, yep.
Can you combine, say, channel 10 with channel 11?
Yeah, absolutely. You took that was the example I said there. Absolutely, you do a blog on someone's thing talking about with Sophie, the top 10 things you need to do, and then drive them to her app. And then when they fill in the app for them to get the report, she would get their email address and she'd mark it to them for their own. Probably a better example. Pretty much everyone in this room should have done their Wealth Dynamics profile. Yeah, I've referred you to go on to do this app or this profile tool, and now you're in someone else's database. You know, that they're now going to be, you know, you would have been probably getting emails and marketing from them and all the different stuff going on. So that's a classic example where there's this lead, which is it's actually a primer product or a prelude product because you're paying for it. Then now you're in the funnel to get market to do forever until you opt out.